Good morning. This is Glenn Greenidge and Tom Pope. And the topic of discussion today is the safety of school children as we go back to school and without remote, so in class, in-person classrooms. How do we protect our children going forward? And so that's the question for today. And one of the things, of course, we're looking at is um, the teachers being part of that conversation. And the teachers have been mandated by de Blasio to get vaccinated. There's still some back and forth from their union about that as one way of protecting the children as well. Tom, what are your opinions on the children going back to school?
Well, we have several things in play. One is we want to protect the children. We have a new possible vaccine, but this has not been approved yet. So we have hesitancy. How are we protecting the children? Now, we have to have some type of mask system and continuous tests, it would seem to me. The Municipal Labor Committee has, that's the umbrella group of many unions. Now, they want to make certain that the weekly virus testing for workers who opt out of getting vaccinated should continue. Now, de Blasio has talked about dropping that. If we drop that, that's a problem. One other item to think about: if a parent wants their children to be at home, and we know remote training is not as effective, what does that leave us with? Homeschooling? Well, if that's the case, should we consider paying people to go to a person's home? This is a crisis. Homeschooling should be available, but we need to reorient the system where the system does get funding for homeschooling. What do you think of that?
Well, I think that's an important piece. If the best way to protect the students is homeschooling, then we need to be able to beef up the training and the involvement and actually put some dollars in that direction, because remote learning is not working except for a small group of students who are probably would make it, whether it's remote or not. The rest of the body, which is probably closer to about 75 or 80%, are affected negatively from remote learning. And so they've got challenges, attention, and then if you've got special needs, it's almost impossible to conduct an effective remote learning environment. So there's some things that we've got to do moving forward. So we're asking for your opinion. We want to find out, what do you think is the best way to proceed in protecting our young people as they go back to school, understanding that the 12-year-olds are not have a vaccine available, but under that they don't. And this new proposal may be an answer, but again, is that going to be mandatory? What we're going to do for the students? So we want to hear from you.
So it's very important. We're dealing with how do we have a good educational system and at the same time protect the children and the teachers? How do we do that?
Thank you.
Let us know at Community and Social Change on Facebook.